Iran's largest religious festival coincided with the days of my presence in Iran. I just wanted to use this opportunity to have a little talk with people about the supreme leader of Iran and his letter. But everything does not always happen the way we expect. That night happened to me, and it was not what I expected at all.
It's very difficult for me to really describe it. I don't think you can really understand what went on in that room until you're there. You have to be there to understand it. I was not expecting what I saw in that room, and I don't think I could ever really explain it to anyone.
We're here in a very, very sacred place. This is Imam Zodi Ali Akbar, and there are celebrations going on. They haven't actually started yet. Celebrations for Imam Mahdi. He's the 12th Imam in Shia Islam, and he has left, but it is believed that he will return at the end of time along with Jesus Christ.
The reason that I have come to Iran is because of a letter written by the Supreme Leader. The letter was directed at youth like me. I'm from the United States. And I was wondering if you had read the letter and what it meant to you.
در زمان صدر اسلام دعوت به اسلام از جانب پیغمبر یک کلمه بود: قولوا لا اله الا الله تفلحوا. بگین خدا یکیه، جز خدا خدایی نیست، رستگار بشید. و سوال میشد چرا باید بگیم خدا یکیه، غیر از اون خدا خدایی نیست؟ قرآن رو میذاشتن جلوش. حرکت رهبر معظم انقلاب خیلی ساده و خیلی هوشمندانه است. اگر حرف از رو صداقت باشه اصلا توضیح نداره. اگر حرف دروغ باشه هی باید یه دروغ دیگه بگیم بذاریم اونو جبرانش کنیم. این مقدمه رو عرض کردم که بگم من در مورد نامه رهبر معظم انقلاب هیچ چیزی نمیگم. فقط میگم حرفشونو گوش کنیم، برین یک بار قرآن همینطوری بخونیم. جوانای اروپا و امریکای شمالی بالاخره آدمایی هستن که تحصیل کردن. کاری نداره به عنوان وقت گذرونی بخونن، ضرر نمیکنه. فکر کنی یه فیلم داری نگاه میکنی. از معجزه قرآن اینه که حتما جذب خواهید شد. من خواهش میکنم یه بار برام بخونم، ضرر نمیکنه. خیلی خوش آمدید.
Very insightful words, and I thank you.
You're welcome.
May, he's known as kind of a very skilled singer. He does this kind of spiritual singing that they do here in Iran. It was a brief interaction I had with him, but it was a very, very good interaction. And I felt very welcomed. As somebody from the United States, as someone who's not a Muslim, to be taken into this holy place, this shrine, to be taken there, and taken all the way upstairs into the back room, where only the performers are, to be sat on a couch, given tea and chocolate candies, sitting there and to speak with this man who was such a prominent figure, such a well-known spiritual musician, to be able to just sit there and just have a chat with him. He then invited me, even though I'm a Christian and not a Muslim, to join the ceremony.
خدا
was just something special, something that you can't find anywhere else in the world. And if I try to explain it, if I try to, scientifically analyze it, that might take away from its power in a way. I would just urge people, I guess, they'd have to experience it for themselves to really understand it. Even though I had a translator, and so I couldn't hear word for word what he was saying, I could emotionally understand what he was saying. They weren't looking at each other. They weren't looking at each other. It was like it was a spiritual experience. Being in that room was a spiritual experience. I know after I heard one song, my guide said to me, he said, "Do you want to go?" I said, No, I want to stay. I want to see this. I mean, it was like nothing I'd ever felt. There was an energy in that room of all these men, here in Iran, full of energy, having a relationship with God through music. It's a kind of spiritual, religious music that is about so much more than just the sound.
Have that much love, that much emotion, I could definitely see myself doing that. And there are other times in my life where I felt this way, full of passion, and it's very deep.
When I get back, I'm going to read the Quran, all of it, every page. I need to learn about Islam. I need to understand Islam. I also want to read the Hadith so that I understand about the Imams and their history.
Here we are in a very sacred place where so many people who gave their lives in support of the Islamic Revolution are buried. These men are shaheed, or martyrs, people who gave their lives in support of the Islamic Revolution. You can look at all of these faces here, and most of these men are people who signed up. They were people who signed up in the military to defend Iran's revolution during the Iraq-Iran War, fought and died to protect the revolution that Imam Khomeini led. But then you come over to these two. These two men, these weren't soldiers. These weren't people who were engaged in any kind of armed fighting. These two men were simply doing what many people do all over the world and doing scientific research. These were scientific researchers. These were people involved in science related to Iran's peaceful nuclear energy program. They were trying to help develop Iran's peaceful nuclear energy program, doing scientific research and investigation, and for that they were killed by the Israeli government in collaboration with terrorists. They killed these two men for doing nothing but trying to develop peaceful nuclear energy, build up their country, engaging in peaceful scientific research. These men were killed, murdered in their own country, simply for trying to engage in scientific research.